don't mean necessarily that you will join the U.S. That's not what I mean. What I mean is that Alberta is now in a situation not unlike the one that America was in back when it was still under the thumb of the British King. They were dominated by a remote government which siphoned off wealth to service the projects of that faraway government. They suffered from a lack of legitimate representation on the decisions being made in that central government. And what they decided to do at the time was not put up with it, and to design for themselves a better system of representation and governance that would provide for them a better degree of actual liberty than they were getting under the British Crown. Okay. You are in the same kind of situation today, and look at it this way. If things go well, you could save Canada itself. And indeed, I don't want to push this too far, but you could end up saving Western liberal democracy, Western civilization, because that is the way it's going. We need a jurisdiction. We need a jurisdiction with people who believe in those foundational principles of Western civilization, who recognize that things are not going well. And you have this moment that you might be able to come together and say, enough. We are not going to do it this way anymore. We are going to forge our own path, and in doing that, you will disrupt the country, this country, which is what it needs, and you will show a way forward to a better future, and others will come along behind you. So what we need in this country is your leadership for you to take advantage of the moment that you are in. A note, though, about negotiation. Because as Michael referred to, there is this Supreme Court of Canada decision from 1998 talking about Quebec separation. And it is just as Michael describes. If you have a referendum with a clear question and a clear majority votes for it, then negotiations begin. And what happens after that? Note this is one of the most important things about that decision. After that, what happens is political, not legal. After that, there are no legal rules. You are now into undiscovered country. So here's what not to want. As you embark upon this adventure, don't seek certainty. Understand that what you are engaging in is indeed a political revolution. And revolutions by their nature carry risk. Embrace the risk, embrace the uncertainty. That's the nature of the territory. On negotiation, though, the order of operations is important. And the order of operations goes like this. I cannot emphasize this enough. Here is not the proper order of operations. You do not negotiate first and then hold a referendum. No, 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 no. Other way around. You hold a referendum first, win the referendum, and then you negotiate. Here's how you know if you are winning or losing a negotiation. Here's an analogy for you. I've used it before. Others have used it too. I don't know if you've heard it. Here's an analogy. Alberta is in a bad marriage.
Exactly.
Abusive.
And the inclination of some Albertans to want to go over and over again back to Canada to say, well, if you just understood us better, you wouldn't be so mean. Okay? Alberta is behaving like a battered spouse. Of the two parties, who seems most anxious to preserve the relationship? Alberta does. If you're in a bad marriage, get the hell out. Here's how you know if you are winning or losing a negotiation. If you are going to the other party to plead with them to meet your demands, you are losing. If they come to you to say, oh, please don't go, how about this? Then you are winning. Okay? So until that starts to happen, ignore them. Hold your referendum and make plans to go. And then see what happens. You don't have to settle on the path after the referendum in order to make the referendum the first and most important thing that you do. One more perspective for you. In this adventure that you will embark upon, and I can tell you this because I'm from Ontario, there will be a great many people in this country who won't like what you do or what you say. They will call you names. They will call you traitors and seditionists and so on. Here is the irony in all of this. In fact, the separatists in Alberta are the nationalists. They are the ones. They are the ones who want Canada to be that country they have in their heads. The proud, true, strong, and free country that they thought they grew up in. The country that now, unfortunately, appears to be only a figment of your imagination. That country does not actually exist. And until we accept that fact, we're likely to want to go back and find it somewhere. So my suggestion is, accept what your eyes and your ears tell you. When someone tells you who they are, believe them, and then act accordingly. There is a tide in the affairs of men. Shakespeare wrote that. And what he meant was, there are moments. The tide comes in, and if you catch it, then you're off to the races. But if you let the tide go out again, you will be left standing, stranded, where you are. There is a tide coming in for Alberta. Don't miss it.